How do you know?
Charlie and Tess, because I know we haven't. It was spring and lambing time high up in the dark mountains. The weather was still cold and a blizzard was raging, so the farmer was out tending his flock. The farmer stopped and listened. What was that? A little plaintive, bleating cry? It was a tiny lamb, alone and hungry. My, you're a small one, he said. Can't find your mother, eh? Never mind. You come home with me.
There's the whole flock.
Mm-hmm. In the farm kitchen.
Is that the farmer?
Yeah.
The man.
The farmer's little daughter, Emily.
Who found him?
The farmer did. Made the lamb a cozy nest from a cardboard box and some old sweaters. He was very weak, but soon was hungrily sucking warm milk from a bottle. Let's call him Charlie, said Emily. Then, because they could find no ewe to look after him, Charlie became the family's own special pet, and he lived with them in the farmhouse. Looks like they're looking at a book about taking care of sheep.
Because the whole flock is there.
The farmer had a sheepdog named Tess, and as soon as Charlie was able to skip and frisk around the farmyard, Tess was there to look after him. All the time, Charlie grew quickly. He was soon too big for the kitchen, so he slept outside in Tess's kennel. It was a tight squeeze, but the sheepdog and the lamb didn't mind, for they were friends and they kept each other warm. They played together when Tess was not working. The farmer would throw a ball and watch them both chase it.
Where's Tess? There.
Charlie.
Why isn't the other part of the lock right there?
Because they're using this space to put the words. Charlie was slower than Tess, of course, but often she would let him win. Sometimes I wonder if Charlie's turning into a dog, the farmer's wife said, as the family watched him one day. Charlie even had his own collar and lead. When the farmer's wife took Emily down to the village with Tess, Charlie would go as well. The people in the shops would laugh and point as Charlie walked proudly down the road, carrying a newspaper in his mouth. What do you like about the picture?
Is that the farmer?
No, I don't think so, because this is a new kid. But I like their dresses. Lots of flowers. All too soon, Charlie grew too big for the kennel. It was time for him to join the other sheep. Up on the mountainside, Charlie missed his adopted family. Tess was lonely as well without her friend and cried by her kennel. Never mind, old girl. Oh, that's her cry? Yeah. Never mind, old girl, soothed the farmer. We'll see Charlie soon enough when we have to move the flock to the next pasture. That was when the trouble started. When the farmer and Tess came to move the sheep to a new field, Charlie wanted to help. Charlie, go back to the other sheep, laughed the farmer. But Charlie was determined to round up the sheep with Tess, and the farmer had to push him back to the flock again.
Tess can talk, right?
No, they don't talk in this one. Summer turned to autumn, and then it was nearly winter again. Charlie sniffed the air. It reminded him of a long time ago when he was lost and alone and cold. The sky was filled with clouds, the color of slate. It grew colder and colder as the wind blew. The sheep huddled together, but there was little shelter. Then it began to snow. Charlie bowed anxiously. Light snow began. Yeah, he's got the collar. Light snow began to settle on his fleece. Where was Tess? Where was the farmer? If they didn't come soon, the snow would bury the whole flock. The snow blew into the sheep's eyes and stung them with cold. Charlie knew that they must all move down into the valley before it was too late. Go ahead. Charlie ran ahead of the flock, but they stood stock still, for they thought only a sheepdog could round them up. Luckily, Charlie knew exactly what to do. He baaed loudly. He ran back and butted them and pulled their fleece with his teeth. He raced backward and forward until the flock began to move all the way down the mountainside to shelter. Do you remember how Babe was moving the sheep in the movie? Yeah, that's the same.
The flock.
Yeah, they run around the flock. Yeah. Well, Babe would just talk to him, but that's that story. Many hours later, the storm died down, and a low sun shone orange across the snow-covered hills. The farmer was at last able to go out and search for his flock.
Why is he saying, are we sure we're going to find Charlie up here?
I don't remember. Let me read the story, and I'll see. The farmer was at last able to go out and search for his flock. He paused for a moment, looking up at the mountain. I'm really worried. I don't know if we will be able to find them up there, he said to Tess. Tess ran on ahead, and then she started barking. What have you found, girl? So maybe she's pulling on him because she found where the sheep are. At the end of the path, the farmer stood, amazed. All the flock was safely gathered there at the bottom of the mountains in a sheltered hollow. This must have been you, Charlie, he said. You really are a sheepdog after all. That's what Ireland looks like.
They live in Ireland.
I don't know.